All right, it is Tuesday, August 11th, 12:20, Tuesday afternoon. Welcome into First Alert Weather Extra. We are streaming live on Facebook. I'm Chief Meteorologist Sam Argier here in the Fox 5 Weather Center alongside Tiffany Olin.
Yes, excited to be here. We do have a lot to talk about. Finally starting to see a little bit of some thunderstorm activity that started last weekend.
Yeah, I literally, my wife's car was really dirty, so she asked me to wash it, and literally I washed it on Sunday, and then it just poured on it. So I feel like I sacrificed the car wash for the greater good of the valley.
That always happens. You can never schedule it right.
It's tough because, you know, this time of year, as a lot of you have probably noticed, the thunderstorms we see, not usually widespread rain, but it can be very scattered in nature, and that's what we're expecting as we go forward the next few days. So could see a few drops this afternoon, and then continuing tomorrow, chances are looking a little bit better. We're going to dive into that. But first, want to look outside because the second day in a row now, we've got a dust advisory coming down from the Clark County Air Quality District, and you can kind of see it. Whenever you can see the air, never a good sign. We'll do a little tour of some of the different cameras around the valley. That's our downtown Summerlin camera. Just kind of murky.
Yeah, a lot of dust picked up from thunderstorms even outside of our region. So Arizona saw a lot of thunderstorms. They even had a dust advisory, dust storm advisory and warning actually on Sunday. And that kicked up dust for us on Monday. And now here we are on Tuesday, still dealing with that as Arizona continues to have thunderstorms that pick up that dust for us. Yeah,
and that's the thing we talk a lot about this time of year. Even if a thunderstorm's not right on top of you, you can still feel the impact. So distant thunderstorms in Arizona, the outflow wind from them does kick up a lot of dust, and we've been seeing that the past couple days. So this is the time lapse today from the Fox 5, the Black Mountain camera. We'll take it full so you can get a little bit better perspective. You can clearly see, a little harder to see the strip in downtown Las Vegas out there. Here's radar right now and the satellite, and it's mainly just cloud cover around Las Vegas. We have seen a couple thunderstorms blossom over I-15 near Baker into Southern California. Around Kingman, we've seen some rain this afternoon. And right now, we're getting a few very light sprinkles around Sandy Valley. Now, that was one neighborhood, Tiffany, yesterday that did see some showers. And over toward Mountain Pass, that's the big grade you climb if you're heading southbound on I-15 past Prim. Saw quite a bit of thunderstorm activity there yesterday. So we're watching those areas again. But we've got a little light rain picking up, nothing too heavy here, just now moving through Laughlin.
Yeah, Laughlin even getting a little bit of some showers. However, any thunderstorm that rolls through could bring in some heavy rain, localized flooding. So if you do see any flooding on roadways, you want to turn around, don't try to drive through it. You don't know how deep it is. You don't know what's underneath it. That could be damaging for you or your car.
100%. And that's the thing we always emphasize with this kind of a setup is it's not widespread rain, but where these storms do set up. If you're around Henderson on Sunday, you might have got a piece of some of those thunderstorms. Brought some really strong outflow wind, gusts up around 60. I know a lot of yards were a mess after it.
Yes,
I can say mine was. We saw a severe thunderstorm warning issued because of that wind. And that's a lot of times we will see that, not necessarily the rainfall, but because of the gusty wind. Whenever you get gusts 58 miles per hour or above, that is considered severe thunderstorm criteria. So a lot of the thunderstorms we'll see this time of year are often wind driven in terms of that's why the National Weather Service is issuing the severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah,
I was in Henderson. I didn't get a whole lot of rain. I got a couple of sprinkles, but I did have the wind. The wind knocked over a lot of different tree branches, not necessarily those trees, but it did make a mess on those streets.
Absolutely. And so right now, pretty quiet, and we'll step you through future track here in just 1 second, but I want to take a little wider look and talk about the setup. And this is really a textbook monsoon setup. And what we mean by the monsoon is that's the seasonal reversal of the wind we see this time of year. During most of the year, during the winter time, the wind comes off the Pacific Ocean. But Tiffany, this time of year, that wind shifts out of the south, and that makes a big difference.
Yeah, and that is also why we have started to see a bit more of that dust pickup. We're getting all of that wind from Arizona and really just getting a whole lot of dust. Even we have some desert out toward just south of us as well with plenty of dirt to pick up.
Yeah, the dry lake bed south of the valley, if you drive southbound on I-15 heading toward Prim, a lot of times we'll kick up dust there. Also the dry lake bed south of Boulder City. If you head down there, we'll sometimes get dust from wind there as well. But this is the predominant wind flow coming in from the south. That's the humidity you're feeling outside today. And by the way, I should mention, because we are streaming on Facebook, feel free to drop a comment if you have any questions. We'll get to a few questions at the end here, and we'll answer some of them. But that's the cool part about Facebook Live is we can interact. So I'm just bringing up the Facebook page here on my phone, Tiffany.
Yeah, I mean, I walked outside the last couple of days and I felt that humidity. It feels a bit sticky out there, and that's still going to be the case as we do have that monsoonal moisture still sticking around the next couple of days. But we do have the chance for some thunderstorms as well as those showers. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for the rain. We do have those increasing chances as we head into middle of this week, toward the end of the week. Even portions of your weekend could be impacted, but we are looking at the best chances this work week.
Absolutely. And I saw we have one comment, and it's from Fox 5 itself saying, hi, Sam and Tiffany. So hello to, I think it's Rebecca behind the, that's our social media manager and our digital content manager. She oversees everything on the digital side. So hello, Rebecca. Thank you for letting us take over the Fox 5 Facebook page. Let's dive into Future Track, because as Tiffany just mentioned, we've got the moisture coming in. Of course, that humidity, that's the fuel to get some pop-up showers and storms going. Here is Future Track. Now, the green means rain, and this is one of the many different forecast models we look at. This one's called the HRRR, the High Resolution Rapid Refresh. If you want to, if you ever get that question in a Trivial Pursuit game, maybe.
Oh, yes.
May come in handy, or the HRRR, or the HRR model, we call it. This updates every hour, so this really gives us a good indication of kind of a short-term forecast. And this is as we head through 5 o'clock. You can see the coverage here. Focus a little less on exactly where the green is, but kind of on the coverage. And this is not going to be widespread rain this afternoon, but more scattered in nature. Yeah,
you could see a pop-up thunderstorm or shower in your neighborhood, or you can go a couple miles and you see nothing. It's just going to be quite scattered in nature, but also we could see some very strong isolated storms.
Yeah, and the mountains often favored, and I've got that question a couple times already this monsoon season. People saying, okay, well, I'm seeing these towering clouds, I'm seeing rain in the distance, but none of it's coming into the valley. That's due to what we call orographic lift, and essentially as this moisture comes in, it slams up against the mountains. It can't go through the mountain, so what happens is that air is forced to rise, and as it rises, it cools, it condenses into clouds, into thunderstorms, and that's why a lot of times we'll see those dark clouds surrounding the valley,
right?
But we won't necessarily get something in the valley. So a lot of times, I know that can be frustrating if you want some rain to kind of cool things off, but that's often the way it plays out. And I think this afternoon, you know, the mountains will be favored, but as Tiffany mentioned, we could see a little something drift into the valley later on today.
Yeah, I mean, Sandy Valley and Prim seem to be pretty highly favored. That was the case yesterday. That was the case on Sunday as well. And we could see that once again in the next couple of afternoons.
Yeah, and we're going to keep an eye on it. And I kind of alluded to it when we started the broadcast here, but Wednesday tomorrow looking a little bit better. So we'll take you into, this is noon tomorrow, Tiffany, and already seeing some thunderstorms. This model's picking up on developing by around lunchtime, and then look what happens into the afternoon hours. We could see some of that drift off the mountains into the valley. So we're going to watch that very closely tomorrow. You know, again, keep in mind, any thunderstorms that form, they can form very quickly. So now's a great time to mention, if you haven't already, to download our Fox 5 First Alert Weather app. It's a great app. You can have live radar at your fingertips. We also have custom forecasts that our team of meteorologists push out to that app. And also any watches or warnings. I had the app. It was going off on Sunday because I was in the Polygon where a severe thunderstorm warning was issued. So not only did I get that warning, but also I got a custom video that showed where the rain was heading as well that you'll see on the app. So really great tool to have if you haven't already downloaded it. So this will be tomorrow. So we'll watch for that.
Yeah, lots of chances to see an afternoon thunderstorm. Again, that could come with some heavy localized rain, so just use those precautions as you head out on those roadways. So
I always say, you know, the Regional Flood Control District, you know, they always run their campaigns this time of year, you know, turn around, don't drown when it comes to flooded waters. And it's a good reminder because, simply put, some of these thunderstorms can drop an inch of rain in a matter of about 10-15 minutes, and you drop that much rain that quickly, despite how much infrastructure we have that has been built out over the past several decades around Las Vegas to deal with floodwaters. You drop that much rain that quickly, a lot of roads will still flood. So that's why you'll hear flash flood warnings come down, and just got to be cognizant of that as we certainly see some of that activity. Just checking to see if we got any more questions coming on in. Gilbert's asking, is there a chance of, Fox 5 is asking, are the hundreds coming to a close? Ooh. Yes, we're going to get to that in just a second. because that's a really good one, because we are going to bring the temperatures down. Gilbert saying, is there a chance of rain today? Yes, Gilbert, there is. Not expecting widespread rain, so not everyone is going to see it, but a few pop-up showers and storms in the forecast. Glinda saying, can Summerlin West get some rain? I would love for you to get some rain, Glinda. We will certainly keep an eye on it. Want some up in North Las Vegas, says Michael. Jake says, yo. Yo, what's up, Jake? So yeah, thanks so much, everybody, for giving us, for saying hi. We always appreciate you tuning on into the live stream here. Let's get into those temperatures and the rain chances, Tiffany, because this is looking at rain chances the rest of the week. And here we go. I'll take the graphic full so our viewers can see it a little bit better. But you can see Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, this is isolated showers and scattered storms. So again, that's the way the nature of the rain is this time of year. It's not a blanket of rain oftentimes, and it's scattered in nature. So I did an Instagram reel a couple weeks ago talking about how it's almost like when you pop popcorn in a bag, you hear little kernels going off. Same kind of thing in the atmosphere. These storms, they can pop up very quickly, drop the rain, and then they kind of fizzle on out. But they can bring high impact. So just a good idea to be weather aware all the way through Friday. Saturday, Sunday, the chances do drop off a little bit for us, but we'll certainly have that chance tomorrow. I got to tell you, looking at the data, you and I were going over it before the broadcast. Tomorrow's looking like the best chance.
Yes, tomorrow looks pretty good.
Let's talk temps.
Yeah, I mean, temperatures even today are going to be on the lower end of triple digits. That's major improvement if you don't like those high triple digits. We were seeing 113 even this past weekend. Now we're at about 101 as we head into the next couple of hours, dropping to those 90s fairly early as well. At 3, 4 o'clock, we weren't seeing 99 degrees last week until about midnight earliest. So that's major improvement.
Some improvement. Even the morning's getting cooler. You know, look at this regional outlook. Tonopah, of course, Tonopah up into central and northern Nye County, and so the elevation's like 6,000 feet there, but 57 tomorrow morning. We'll take it. 60s Lincoln County, mid-80s in Las Vegas, 76 Indian Springs, 89 in Laughlin, and then look at these highs tomorrow, Tiffany. Well, actually, I need to update that. That should be 100, but we're going to be kind of in the upper 90s, lower 100s tomorrow. Yeah,
I mean, even Mount Charleston getting a break from the heat. We saw heat advisories there. Now you're expecting 70s as your highs, a bit closer to average, and that'll be the case for even the valley as well.
Absolutely. So we got the first alert calendar. You know how we do. We always look out the next 2 weeks, highlight the days with the most impactful weather. We've got that increasing storm chance Wednesday, pop-up thunderstorms Thursday, Friday, and then for the weekend, looking drier, a slight storm chance. I think Saturday is your better bet this weekend to see a pop-up shower. Sunday, Monday looking much drier, and then next week, some slight storm chances coming back. But let's show the 7-day, Tiffany, because yes, those are some 90s for highs.
I think this is what everyone has been hoping for. If you don't like those triple digits, we get that slight break as we head into Thursday and Friday with those storm chances moving in. 98 degrees possible as a high, and our overnight lows are going to be very nice as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So noticeably cooler. I mean, coming off the last 2.5 weeks, we were dealing with temperatures pushing 115. We had an extreme heat warning in effect for about 2.5 weeks. So yes, this is going to be some milder weather. It will come with the humidity, so that humidity you're feeling out there today, it's going to stick around this week. But I got to tell you, I'm really liking Saturday morning. I think I can actually maybe get out for a walk Saturday morning and enjoy that, upper 70s. And then next week, we'll kind of be back in the triple digits with those 80s for morning lows Monday and Tuesday.
Yes, and just keep those heat tips in the back of your mind. I know we are seeing those cooler conditions, but it's still a good idea to stay hydrated and find shade anywhere you can, because it's still going to be hot out. It's just not going to be as hot as what we are seeing. Yeah,
the monitor's been going in and out for a sec there, but yeah, not going to be as hot. Looking at comments, a lot of people want rain. I get it. Someone did mention, I think the comment dropped, but was asking about cloud seeding, and actually I was listening to the rant last night. So the rant, if anyone that's tuned into Fox 5 for years, you know that was a very popular franchise for us here at Fox 5. It took a little bit of a vacation, but now it's back. It's the rant and rave. So we've got information on our Facebook page if you do want to call in, rant or rave. But someone was ranting about saying, why can't we cloud seed to get rain in the Las Vegas Valley? And one thing I think it's important to note is you can't cloud seeding, it doesn't magically make rain appear. You have to have a storm, you have to have precipitation, and what happens in cloud seeding is they release either salt or sodium iodide, and it essentially enhances the precipitation by a bit. It doesn't magically make it appear, but cloud seeding does happen in the wintertime up in the Spring Mountains. The Desert Research Institute, we've done stories about this, does do some cloud seeding in the wintertime, which does enhance some of the snowfall over the Spring Mountains by about 10 to 15%. That's the latest the studies have shown. But in terms of monsoon season cloud seeding, first of all, you need the storm to seed. These storms pop up so quickly, it just doesn't. So there's no cloud seeding going on this time of year. But the Desert Research Institute, if you do want to read more about it, they do have a website. That is a wintertime thing that they do in the Spring Mountains.
Yeah, you need the snowpack to build up, and once you get to the wintertime, that's when we see those better chances for snow. We get the colder weather, and that's the better chance for those cloud seeding. But yeah, again, these thunderstorms pop up so fast that it's just not.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to, it's almost, I always say, kind of chasing these thunderstorms like playing whack-a-mole. They can pop up so quickly, they dissipate so quickly, and there's so many factors, and that's why a lot of people, you know, we were talking about how these storms form. I was mentioning like orographic lifting. So you need the moisture, first of all, the humidity. That's why a lot of times we don't see thunderstorms, just because the air's so dry here in the Mojave Desert. But when we do have the monsoon season, which we're in now, we've got the humidity. So you have the moisture. You need that, first of all, if you're going to get any precipitation. So when that's in play, you also need a lifting mechanism. So that lifting mechanism this time of year can just be the heating of the day. The sun heats the ground, warm air rises. So the mountains will typically see that first, as we were talking about the orographic lifting. But also another catalyst for thunderstorms is outflow wind. And that's what we saw on Sunday. We actually saw some thunderstorms in Arizona, brought some outflow wind, and that wind that can come from distant thunderstorms can sometimes spark new thunderstorms. So there's a lot of things in play with thunderstorms developing, and that's the biggest thing I like to talk to people about, is that, you know, as much as we've seen technology advance over the years, with convection, which is the process in which thunderstorms develop, models can only do so much. They're good at showing us kind of the general coverage, like we were showing you with Future Track, but anyone that tells you they can tell you where a thunderstorm is going to set up 6 hours in advance or the day before, nobody can.
No.
And so that's why with thunderstorms especially, you just have to keep an eye on the radar. When we're on the air, like this afternoon, tomorrow, we'll be keeping a close eye on the radar. The National Weather Service, our colleagues there, do such phenomenal work. They are the ones that issue watches and warnings, so they're keeping an eye on the radar. So when these storms start to form, that's when, you know, decisions are made for whether it be a severe thunderstorm warning, flash flood warning. That's the way it goes in. So I just wanted to kind of go into that a little bit because, you know, we have a little more time here on the Facebook stream. We don't often have that much time on the air. We've got about 2.5 minutes to talk about the forecast. So we can go into a little more detail because these are questions that kind of come up a lot when we're talking about weather this time of year. So this is why we have First Alert Weather Extra. We can go into a little more detail. Let me see if we got any more questions. Doug's saying weak monsoon. I hear you, Doug. Yeah, I mean, you know, here's the thing. Let's not give up hope yet. The monsoon does go through the end of September, but really, you know, July and August are prime time for us in Las Vegas. Once we get past Labor Day, we can still see some monsoon moisture, but once we get past Labor Day, it starts to wane. So I got to tell you, next few weeks here is really going to kind of make or break this monsoon season. But Doug, you're not wrong. We are certainly below average for rainfall this monsoon. Our Fox 5 Facebook page is saying no more 110s. I'm with you on that, and I don't want to say we're completely done with 110s. It's a little early to declare that, but I'm not seeing any over the next 10 days. And generally, as we get into September, it gets a lot harder to get over 110, just because sun angle's getting lower, the amount of daylight's getting shorter. And I'm looking at my watch because you have a newscast to do. So we're going to wrap this up here in a second.
Very soon, yes.
But all right, well, thank you guys so much for joining on in. This is First Alert Weather Extra. This is our digital weather show that we do throughout the week here on Fox 5. You can find it on fox5vegas.com, Fox 5 Vegas Plus, which is our digital streaming channel. You can catch Tiffany and I on the air this afternoon. Tiffany's going to go run over to the set right now because she's going to be on the air at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'll have more up to date hour by hour hour on the forecast as well as satellite. Again, those change constantly, so you have to tune in every hour, get the latest updates to know where those thunderstorms are going.
Absolutely. We'll be all over it. So thanks so much, everybody, for tuning on into this live stream. First Alert Weather Extra. We'll see you on the air this afternoon. Make it a great day.